High Def 10 for $10 says, "Will we ever get a good Aliens or Predator film?" Well, I mean, look,
I hope
it's
so.
entirely subjective, right? Whether you think that Prey was a good film or not. So that film's come out, obviously. You could say whether it counts or not, because of course it wasn't released in theaters, but we are getting an Alien movie releasing in theaters. Fede Alvarez, who has done some okay stuff. I didn't mind Don't Breathe. I quite like Don't Breathe. He did the Evil Dead film, not the most recent one. He did the last one, which is, I don't know. I whether that will translate to an Alien film, I don't know. But then we've got the Alien series with Noah Hawley, and arguably he's very good. So I don't know, guys. You want to chime in on this?
Mm. I've been,
Such
for the most
confidence.
part, disappointed with a lot of these Aliens and Predator films, but Prey actually was fairly decent.
I quite like that.
I actually liked Prey for the most part. Um, but I don't know. I feel like the people who are doing the shows and the movies, um, like don't really know what to do with these IPs, with the alien characters, the Predator character. It's like I don't feel like they really know where to take them next.
Yeah.
So
So they
I don't
just
know.
keep
I
going
don't
for it.
know if we'll get another not as far as a good one, which my consideration is of good as the first Predator movie and the first two Aliens movies.
Well,
Yes.
Predators has its moments, surely.
Yeah, yeah. I like bits and pieces of all the films, even Alien versus Predator, which happened in Antarctica, which I thought was stupid.
That was stupid. If only they
Yeah.
could have stayed true to the comics on that one. No,
Yeah,
all I would say is that
Yeah.
the only thing that is preventing good both Predator
Mm.
and Alien movies is the talent of the people making them. I
Mm.
mean,
I don't disagree.
it really shouldn't be that hard to create something exciting and atmospheric and pulse pounding. It is something that perfectly well can be done. You just need to find the right filmmakers for it. And if they struggle with the story, Nate, you know this. All they have to do is go back to the Dark Horse comics and say,
Yeah.
oh, well, it's right
100%.
here. Here's our
And
continuation from film number 2 onwards.
Pay
All
the
it's
we have to
royalties.
do is continue right from here. And from
it.
Predator, it's even easier. You start with
Yeah.
the story with Asphalt Jungle or whatever it was called, with the story of the brother of Dutch. I mean,
Yeah.
there you go. It's a whole saga. It's ready to go. I mean, it's not difficult. It's been done. It's been done in Dark Horse Comics. And here's like the thing: you could say the same thing about Terminator. The way that they
Yeah.
mucked that franchise up, and the way to make a completely natural, logical continuation was right there in Dark Horse Comics. I mean, these holier than thou asshole Hollywood writers, I don't know what the hell is wrong with them that they have to make it so unbelievably difficult. Maybe it's because they have all of these parameters filled, but Dark Horse Comics was able to do what they have failed on the big screen, they've done in the comics with success. And you could still go back
Mm.
and just adapt those comics, and it would be an instant hit.
Well, you're completely right as well. Is that so? Not only could they adapt them theoretically, but they legally are. It's their property. So it
Yeah,
was 20th
exactly.
Century Fox property. Apparently, like we found this out recently in an interview with one of the lead merchandisers at Fox when they were talking about the Aliens versus Predator anime that they were making, basically, and they said about, yeah, well, can we not just do this thing from Dark Horse Comics? Can we not just develop that? And they're like, well, yeah, we can, because we absolutely have the full rights to it, which was always a bit of a grey area. Like, what was it theirs to own? Was it part owned by Dark Horse? Was it merchandise licensed out? But they own them outright. Like that is their stories, it's their work. and so yeah, they can literally just adapt it for the screen, but they choose not to. How
Yeah,
absolutely monumentally moronic are they for
it
doing
is.
that?
And the stories are amazing. They are
They're so good.
cinematic. Yeah,
They're so good.
they are literally, they are up there with the movies. In some sense,
Yeah.
they're even better than them. Only difference, people won't say this because they haven't been adopted yet. But if you were to have someone who could do what James Cameron could do as a director, only basically say, here's the story. Now all you
Mm.
have to do is take like this 6-issue miniseries, and actually, here's like a, say for instance, here's a 25-issue series, and we're going to adapt this as a trilogy. So now
Yeah.
make whatever little adjustments you need for pace and for trilogy, and like, and emphasize this character, emphasize that character, but really don't deviate, and they'd have a winner.
Yeah.
There's
I
They'd
two
have
agree.
reasons
that.
to that,
Mm.
Yeah.
at least in my opinion. One is that, first of all, it's hubris, because the creative side of it is they have to feel like they put their stamp on it somehow.
That is the problem.
Yeah.
That is the biggest
Yeah.
problem of all. Like, there's nobody out there who wants to just simply take, unless you have somebody who is the originator of the story, the writer, and then they end up becoming a producer or director on the project. You ever get a situation where something from the initial concept to the final product is a perfect adaptation of sorts, or whatever you want to call it? Because other times I'm sure it's mostly just too many cooks in the kitchen. You got this producer who wants this requirement, that producer who wants this requirement, another producer who says cat videos are great right now on YouTube. Can you put some cats in the movie? You constantly got these people, sending you notes and things they want in the movie. So that I can understand too, is on a hurdle that you just sometimes can be, just you can't get over. But when it comes to Alien, Terminator, certain franchises where I feel like there is only really 2 movies or 3 movies tops that are any good,
Yeah.
there's potential in them. Predator 2 for that matter. But at the end of the day, you got to sit back and ask yourself, is this character, is this thing bigger than not having Sigourney Weaver, not having Arnold Schwarzenegger involved, what have you? And then if it is, how do you do that and make it believable? I mean, yes, fans like certain aspects of things, but to me personally, I could give or take anything after Alien 3. I have not really liked any of it outside of some of Alien versus Predator, but to me it just felt like an also ran video game that I couldn't pick up the controller and play. In the second one, we just don't even want to talk about, because that one was so just, I don't even know who came up with the concept for Alien Requiem or Alien versus Predator Requiem or whatever.
Movie about a pizza ball.
Yeah, right. But anyhow, I just really, I'd like to see something fun in this universe. I'm not saying it's impossible to do something with it, but maybe it's just time to let Terminator and Alien go, and Predator, maybe. I don't know. I mean, Prey, I heard everybody said they liked it, but I just didn't, the concept didn't really sell well to me personally. So
I think the key thing, of course, because it's Fox, it's 20th Century Studios that owns it. Right now, whatever they need to do, they need to make it small so that it doesn't raise to the profile that it has to save the studio. Because if it needs to start throwing around some big financial heft, then I think you have a problem on your hands. They need to go. I don't necessarily want to see a Blumhouse Predator film, but something small and contained.
There's something to that though, Jonas, because the thing with Alien and Predator, the thing that makes them something you could do, and I can't believe they haven't utilized it more, is they play to 2 big audiences, and they're 2 very loyal audiences. That's the sci-fi and the horror genre audience. Especially Alien, you can really play up to the horror genre audience. There's ways you can do these things, but even when Ridley Scott's doing his whole Alien Prometheus crap, like, I think he lost sight of what made these things popular, right? And it's kind of the same thing across the board. Predator is the only one that has kind of been able to stay on mostly a pretty solid track, I guess you could call it, because at this, they're the only one. He's the only one that, the only character that they've utilized in a way that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Well, so I guess, will we ever get a good Aliens or Predator film?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens with this new Alien film that is releasing in theaters next summer. So we will see.